Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, back here at the THSCA Coaches Convention in San Antonio, here with the new head coach of the South Hills Scorpions, Coach Mika Harp. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us.
I appreciate you having me.
First off, congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you very much.
I won't say you got big shoes to fill because JJ, we don't want to get his head too big, but obviously stepping in as the head coach of South Hills, Coach Resendez did a great job there. You worked for him for a while, set the bar high. Just talk about what you learned as far as when you were a coordinator with JJ and how he helped prepare you for this role.
It's been really a long time. Coach Resendez hired me about 7 years ago. Came in, coached receivers for him, and kind of worked my way up there a little bit. And, early on, Coach Resendez started turning over a lot of duties. I don't think it turned over to a lot of assistant coaches. I came in when he hired me. I voiced my, expressed that I wanted to move, and I wanted to move fast. Mm-hmm. I remember during the interview, I told him, I said, no offense, Coach, but I don't want to work for you for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't want to work for JJ for the rest of my life either.
And that's before I knew.
Yeah.
But, it was a big change. We took our lumps, took our bruises, and we kept plugging along. And, I owe him a great deal. Super happy for him. Can't thank him enough, but, week 8 or 9.
You're trying to kick his butt now, aren't you?
Oh,
you're
yes.
You're trying to kick his butt, right? Has there been any trash talk going on yet? Is there trash talk?
No, not yet. We're keeping it civil. A little brotherly love. I think we still talk pretty much every day. I talked to him 2 or 3 times yesterday. Mm-hmm. A lot of questions. He has some questions coming back just because, there's things that he turned over to myself and Coach Green, the new coach at Poly. So he's been calling, hey, what do we do? It's been a while since, a lot of paperwork stuff.
Yeah.
But, it's a big family. And, that week 8, we'll go our separate ways and come back afterwards.
There you go. Well, obviously the Coaches Convention is one of the highlight events of the year for me for sure because it kind of tells me it's football season. We're kind of in that mode now. Practice is going to start up soon. I know you guys did not do spring football this year, so practice is starting for you guys in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. August 6th. We're going to change some things up a little bit. We've been practicing in the evenings probably for the last 5 or 6 years. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to go for the morning time. I've got great support with the new principal there, Mr. Rodrigo Durbin. Tremendous support from him. So we're going to try to do this morning practice, see how it goes, keep the kids fresh. I know, especially based after this week. It's
been a little warm, hasn't it?
I mean, we can't – there's no way to predict it. They're saying, it's going to cool off. But, we're going to go in the morning, see where we get, and just move forward. We've got some kids coming back. We're happy where we're at.
Well, I was going to ask, obviously, there's the transition, but it's not that big of a transition because the kids are familiar with you and the staff. Looking ahead to 2018, tell us kind of – you mentioned you're going to do a few things different. What kind of team can Scorpion fans expect to see on the field in 2018? I know you've got a great running back, one of the best in the state, returning, if that memory serves me correctly, right?
Yeah, I like to think so, yes.
Yeah.
Anthony Watkins, he's committed to Missouri now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He's committed to Missouri.
Yes.
That's Greg Tepper's alma mater.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's a Mizzou Tiger.
Greg should be happy. He's going to get a good one. He's a great kid. I compare him a lot to the Wallace twins. As far as personality goes and what you can expect from the young man. He's a great young man. I think it's set up for him because we are as big as we've ever been. This will be my 8th year there, and this is the biggest group of linemen we've had, offense and defense. On the defensive side, we're 3 or 4 up front that are big, strong, and pretty athletic. So we'll break in. Looks like a sophomore quarterback. But he'll be all right. We've done it before. That's kind of been our MO. If you're the best guy, freshman or senior, you're going to play.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it.
So I'm guessing the Watkins kid is going to get a few carries every game, right?
He'll get 1 or 2. The great thing about Anthony is, if I put him out wide, he's probably the best receiver we have. Mm-hmm. He's a tremendous athlete. I think he scored 31 touchdowns last year, 23 on the ground, had 1 receiving, and then kickoff return, punt return, fumble return.
He's a really dangerous kick returner. I know that.
Yes.
He's very good at returning.
Had a blocked field goal return for 109 yards. I was looking. That probably needs to be updated in the magazine.
We'll talk to the editor about that. We'll see if we can get that in.
But yeah,
I've seen highlights of him. He's a really special talent. And you mentioned you got youth at quarterback.
Yes.
This is not the first time you've had young quarterbacks, and you being an offensive guy, how do you tailor the offense to highlight his strengths, minimize his weakness until he gets that repetition on Friday night? Because you can't duplicate it for sure. And then is there like a time when you're watching on film when you're like, okay, he's ready. We can take the shackles off a little bit and kind of open the whole thing up for him.
Yeah, I think with him, we're just going to have to go slow, and we're going to have to do what suits him. I don't want to give him too much. The blessing in it is we have Watkins. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I know what people are going to try to do, probably stack the box on us.
You see a few 8- and 9-man boxes?
Sure, absolutely. But we're, the little quarterback we have, John Vela, he's a tough little kid. He's a smart football player. He's not the most athletic kid we've had there playing really the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Because
you had a Wallace kid for two of those 4 got hurt.
And then the guy that came in behind him did he went 10-0.
He set school records. Yeah, he set some school records.
But I think John has the chance to be as good as that kid. It may be next year, it may be the senior year, but we're just going to have to tailor make it to where he's comfortable and not give him too much.
Seems like the read that I got on John was he's an operator. He's going to operate the offense. He's going to make the right read, make the right throw, those kind of things. Was that kind of how you describe him as?
Yes, very coachable.
Yeah.
That's the great thing. He is very coachable. Reminds me of Trayson a lot. Actually, he may be a little more because he's more vocal at this point in time.
Okay.
Trayson was a really quiet kid. Mm-hmm. He's still kind of that way. Just his personality. Not that it was a bad thing, but John's more receptive. John talks a little more when you talk to him and start talking about the offense. He's more inclined to actually speak to you instead of just looking there and
nodding his head.
Right. And wondering if he's actually getting it. But with Trayson, we knew he got it because we watched him on Friday nights.
Yeah. Now, your district, obviously, it's a little tougher, a little deeper now. UIL split in 5A. You're playing some non-Fort Worth teams in district, and I know that's always can be a challenge for some folks. But you guys have knocked heads with schools in non-district that weren't Fort Worth ISD for the past few years, so I don't think that'll be an issue for your kids. But how do you see the district shaking out? I mean, what kind of challenges do you see on the horizon?
Well, with us, it's always been this way, and it will probably always be this way, is depth. I think our first 11 on either side of the ball can go toe-to-toe with anybody. It's going to be, when the kids start getting tired, if we start getting injuries, that's going to be the biggest deal. Boswell's going to be able to probably have 11 on offense, 11 on defense. They could probably put 11 on special teams. Brewer's going to be the same way. I know Coach Resendez has got a lot of talent over at Crowley. A little older than ours. Like I said earlier, our frontline guys, they're where the age is, and then starting to fall back behind them, that's where we start getting our youth. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's just going to take us, it's going to take us some time. I think the district schedule plays out. I like the way it played out for us. I know going in before anything even happened at Crowley, we were excited about the way the schedule looked. It's going to give us a little bit of time, I think, before we hit that bump in the road there and where it starts to get a little meaty there.
It's a long district schedule. I mean, you're in a 9-team district. You're playing district games week 3. You've got to almost accelerate that learning curve. I guess it makes those 2 scrimmages a lot more important, doesn't it?
It does. And, we had issues with the scrimmages because I think we had originally had Azle set up. Well,
they're in your district now.
Azle's in our district now. So it took us a little bit to get some guys scheduled for scrimmages.
Who do you have scheduled?
We're in a 3-way with Poly and Dallas Lincoln.
Okay.
The first one, and then we're Trimble Tech, the second one.
Okay. All right. Well, Coach, it's about time for the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions, where we make you spin this beauty right here, as you can see on camera. We got some fun questions, maybe some tougher questions. So give it a whirl and see what we come up with.
All right, here we go.
All right. What are some things that your players and your kids do that you just do not get?
Good one. The older I get, the more things like this start to happen.
You're not as cool anymore, are you?
Right. Used to, I was, I felt good because I was kind of in that age range. Having kids, though, I've got kids. I've got one that just graduated, got a few more young ones. So I'm kind of a little bit in. Their lingo, they start talking things, using different terms. And
the slang just changes.
The slang about
yeah.
something that we used to say, they would say now, and it has a completely different meaning.
Yeah.
So, trying to pick up on some of that, you got to keep a close ear, and I've had to actually say, hey, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, what does that mean, right?
What kind of language are you speaking?
Well, we sound like old men when that happens, don't we?
Well, we're not getting any younger. At least I'm not.
No. Well,
I'm not going to speak for you.
Well, it's happening to all of us, Coach. So appreciate your time. Enjoy the coaching school. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you at Scorpions in action in 2018. And as always, we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Hey, thank you very much, Matt. Thanks for having us.